Right, well, aloha bikers. Another quick intro to this trail ride, which is actually an outro because actually we've done a couple of loops and are packing up at the moment. So we're at the Milton so-called Gutbuster and family trail ride. The loop we're doing today is we're just going around the family loop, although that's a pretty decent trail ride, as you'll see. So we filmed the second loop. We actually had a few more issues on the second loop than the first loop, as it happens, but if you watch the vlog you'll see that as well. Anyway, so for me, this is my third trail ride in New Zealand. I'm a Kiwi, but I've been overseas for a long time, so it's the third trail ride. I had a long-held ambition of being able to do this, but unfortunately it's also my last one for this season because work is calling and I need to be back in London next week, unfortunately. So unfortunately the bike's going to go back in the garage, and hopefully next season, when I might be more properly retired, will be a full one. Anyway, on with the riding. Thanks very much for tuning in. Anyway, upon returning home and downloading the GoPro content, it turned out that alas and alack, we have another major vlogging issues. Small problem, but big in its impact. The one of the microphone connections had got slightly dislodged, just by enough that the main microphone hadn't recorded anything, so we have a wonderful 1 hour bitty vlog with no sound. And who wants to listen to elevator music for an hour? So we don't want that, do we? Of course, being experienced vloggers, we had a backup camera. So let's have a look at what we've got on the fallback GoPro 9. Alas, we have another technical problem. The backup GoPro 9 did run, but in warp speed, which is great if you're on the Starship Enterprise, but we are not. So that's not great either, and so we see poor PJ having a rather nasty fall at high speed. Almost unfortunate all round. So that's all very sad, because overall, even though it was just the family loop, supposedly, it was a cracking trail ride and it had the usual obstacles you'd expect, such as the odd awkward ditch to get through, to elevator music. Unfortunately, the technical problems mean you're also deprived the full sound version of me reverting to British type and deciding, unexpectedly, to do a little bit of bog snorkeling along the way.
Oh,
I believe
did
at
you
this
take the
stage,
boggy route?
this is a young PJ commenting. I think I was saying something like, "Gosh,
Do you need me to come over?
that was unfortunate," and it was most unfortunate.
Oh, sloppy. Bit of a sloppy one there, eh?
And so it was. PJ was not wrong. So I spent the rest of the ride just trying to dry up my bloomin' throttle side glove and the throttle itself. All good fun. Anyway, bog snorkeling opportunities aside, the track offered the usual sorts of things you'd find on a good trail ride, in particular some steep hill climbs, which don't look particularly steep on the GoPro, and I think are even less steep to elevator music. There were, of course, some cool downhills as well, which are unimpressive on the GoPro, and you'll have to take my word for it, but they're even less impressive with elevator music. Anyway, enough of the joking around, trying to hide as best I can what it basically amounts to a failed vlogging attempt. Just like to say thanks to the organisers. It was a great trail ride, putting aside our technical problems with cameras and microphones and things. It was a great track. We had a lot of fun. The organisation was excellent. The marking was great. The lunch was great. it was all good. The weather even held off for us after threatening to rain in the afternoon. So all we can say is I'll see you next year, and next year I'll make sure my microphone's working. Ciao for now.